Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm your host, FD for Sage5.tv, and today we want to talk about Bitcoin dominance, a subject that so many have taken advantage of to create some sort of notoriety complex around their persona. Some of what they talk about justified, but I think they take it too far. To me, they're just Bitcoin maxis in a closet. Do you agree? So that's what we want to dive in today. But before I dive into the Bitcoin dominance and the impact of Bitcoin dominant peaks and subsequent altcoin cycles, because I think we're due one now, and I can feel it, if you believe me, that is. But before I jump into that, please know that I am not a financial advisor. If you do require financial advice, please approach someone who's trying to give you financial advice. The information I'm going to share with you in this video, guys, is just for educational as well as entertainment purposes. And this content is also not directed at UK audiences for the sole reason that the authorities do deem anything crypto related to be extremely risky, and they're trying to protect you just in case you end up losing your funds, your investments, and everything else. So if you are from the rest of the world, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Please consider subscribing to our channel. We want to grow. We are one of a few channels who bring you non-conventional content that you will not find anywhere else. If you think I'm making this up, just scroll through our videos and watch a few to see what I'm talking about. So, Bitcoin dominance. Not that I'm trying to be patronizing or anything, but let's just start by briefly describing the concept. Bitcoin dominance refers to the percentage of the total cryptocurrency market capitalization that is attributed to Bitcoin. This metric is significant because it provides insights into the relative strength of Bitcoin compared to the broader crypto markets. We're talking of altcoins from Ethereum downwards. Historically, when Bitcoin's dominance peaks, it often signals a shift where liquidity flows from Bitcoin into altcoins, leading to an altcoin season. But what you won't know is no one knows when that is going to happen. And after the Bitcoin halving, that can be at any time. Usually, it's the bull run proper. The crazy one starts at least 6 months after the Bitcoin halving. And this year, it was around April time. So 6 months from there, that takes you to around October or somewhere thereabouts. Takes you to around October, November time, which is where we are today. So let's look at some of the historical figures and information around Bitcoin dominance, its peaks, and subsequent altcoin cycles. Let's look at this in slightly more detail. Going back all the way to 2013 to 2014 cycle, Bitcoin dominance peaked in late 2013, and it was approximately 95%, which means Bitcoin was too strong because the altcoin market was not as big as it is today. The altcoin cycle itself followed this peak with altcoins such as Litecoin and XRP, which began to gain traction, leading to a decrease in Bitcoin's dominance. Bitcoin's price surged to over $1,000 in December 2013, but faced a significant correction in 2014, dropping to around $178 by January 2015. Oh boy, do I wish I accumulated Bitcoin during that time. We take it to the next cycle, which was 2017-2018 cycle, which was the second cycle for Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance peaked at around 85% in 2017, in early 2017. It was then followed in January 2018 by altcoin cycle, where Bitcoin's dominance dropped to approximately 33% as crypto altcoins like Ethereum, XRP, and many others experienced substantial growth. Bitcoin's price during that cycle reached an all-time high of nearly 20,000 in 2017. That was in December. During this period, the total cryptocurrency market capitalization exceeded $800 billion. Okay, so this was the crazy cycle that people were talking about, 2017, 2018. Then the last cycle, a 2020-2021 cycle. Here, Bitcoin dominance peaked in December 2020, and it peaked around 70%. And this was followed by a decline to about 40% in May of 2021, with altcoins like Binance Coin, the BNB coin, Cardano's ADA, and Dogecoin experiencing significant gains. So if you look at it, December to May, that's approximately 6 months as well. So it's 6 months after Bitcoin halving. You got 2-3 months in between where things start to go crazy. So I'm expecting things to start going crazy from December next month. It's starting to happen now. It might happen early because of the liquidity that is flowing into this market. Bitcoin's price during the life cycle reached an all-time high formally of around 64,000, because that's when the candle actually closed a single day at 64,000, and that was in April 2021. We also had another peak in November of 2021, but people were saying that was down to FTX manipulating the markets. To me, to keep it simple, as a simple man, I just call it a double top, because those things do exist in financial markets as well. And during the last cycle, the total cryptocurrency market capitalization approached $3 trillion during that period. fast forward to 2024-2025 crypto bull market. Currently, Bitcoin is sitting at around $87,000. It went up to 93, probably close to $94,000, but now it's stabilizing around 87,500, which I think it might actually be a new support / resistance for Bitcoin. So if it's fluctuating around 87,550, it means maybe the resistance is at 90. But once it gathers enough momentum, pierce through 90 and then establish 90 as a support level, things might change then. We might actually have a good chance of smashing the 100K mark. Let's wait and find out. Anyway, the total cryptocurrency market capitalization at the moment is between $2.9 to $3 trillion. I think it reached an all-time high of about 3.19 or somewhere thereabouts. And Bitcoin's dominance recently reached almost 62%, the highest level it's been since March 2021. So some analysts are suggesting that Bitcoin's dominance may have either already peaked for this cycle or will peak in November or December, but we are too close. We are so close. So there's no point in trying to second guess the market from our point of view. Again, guys, not financial advice. So what about the altcoin season, the altcoin prospects? Well, historically, a peak in Bitcoin dominance often precedes an altcoin season where altcoins gain more market share as investors seek higher returns. That is going to happen. Forget about what people are saying. Oh, most people buying Bitcoin currently are those buying through ETFs and stuff. But what you got to remember, there are people with serious money who wants more gains, because once Bitcoin starts getting boring, that will happen. But people don't want to wait until that happens. They want to front run the market and start deploying their capital to the next level, which is the major layer ones. They're talking of the top 10 to top 20. So given the current market dynamics, it is plausible that altcoins may experience increased liquidity and growth from, say, December all the way up to the May time, which is the time we're expecting the bull run to actually peak. We said second quarter 2025. So guys, the good news is you have approximately the whole 3 months to nail it. But the bad news is there is no one who knows where and when those 3 months will come or how to locate them on the calendar. That's why it is wise to be in the market at this point in time, and I'm going to briefly explain why you should be actually deployed, probably almost fully deployed. That's me as a DJ. I'm fully deployed now. Well, what I wanted to deploy, I always maintain a good 20 to 25%. I think I'm at 23% now in stable coins, which I may never deploy, or I may start going for those yield farming opportunities that happen during the crazy parts of the bull run, and also targeting any upcoming crypto projects, because in a bull run you get crazy gains. You can make some crazy gains just by investing a small amount, a week, a day, boom. Not financial advice, of course. So historically, fluctuations in Bitcoin's dominance, that is the proportion of the total cryptocurrency market capitalization that Bitcoin represents, have significantly influenced altcoin performance. When Bitcoin dominance peaks, it often indicates a concentration of investment in Bitcoin, which is what's happening now. You can tell it's been Bitcoin season since the bull run actually kick-started. I mean, with the exclusion of a few meme coins and some AI during the earlier parts of this year, 2024, and that has led to reduced liquidity and interest in crypto altcoins. During these periods, crypto altcoins typically underperform relative to Bitcoin. It's to be expected, so don't be surprised. So for instance, in late 2013, Bitcoin dominance was approximately 95% and altcoins had limited market presence. You're talking of a tiny 5%, but things have changed since then. I mean, if you consider the serious money coming through ETFs and Bitcoin is just aged over 60% in dominance. Yeah, the altcoin market is as strong as it gets, and I can't wait for the crazy parts. Now, let's explore briefly again the impact of declines in Bitcoin dominance compared to when it is stronger. Conversely, a decline in Bitcoin's dominance often signals a shift of capital into altcoins, resulting in their outperformance. This phenomenon is new and was evident in early 2018 when Bitcoin's dominance dropped to around 33%. I think during the last bull run, there was a time when we were actually expecting it to drop to below 30. I think it got close, and that meant altcoins like Ethereum and XRP experienced substantial gains. Now, the average impact of Bitcoin's dominance and its decline over the years, let's look at some of the correlation patterns. Some studies have shown that altcoins tend to exhibit high beta characteristics during the 3 months preceding Bitcoin's new all-time highs, meaning they often outperform Bitcoin during this period. So those 3 months after Bitcoin's all-time high, you got to be in the market, but you don't know when. Things just happen. There is no notice unless you've got some indicators that are crazy and they're out of this world, because most of these indicators, they are high time frame indicators, so they can only come true, or they can be as precise in retrospect. When you're trying to apply them now, 3 months may not cover the time period required for that indicator to actually show its true colors, to show its preciseness. So 3 months, whatever indicator you use, if it doesn't have a maximum of 3 months as its long-term time frame, chuck that in the bin. You're talking of the Gaussian channel, you're talking of the RSI indicators, you're talking of the other indicators people might be using. You need to look at those indicators. If the higher time frame is beyond 3 months, months, then maybe they are not going to determine when the Bitcoin peak is going to be, unless you look at them in retrospect. This is why some people always go back and say, this is what I saw, but they can't tell you what's going to happen before that happens. You know what I mean? Because the indicator needs to do his thing. That's why some of these indicators become redundant during these periods. Some market dynamics then. The interplay between Bitcoin's dominance and altcoin performance is influenced by various factors, including investor sentiment, technological advancements, and macroeconomic conditions. For example, during periods of high Bitcoin dominance, investors may perceive Bitcoin as the safest asset, leading to reduced investments in altcoins. Conversely, when Bitcoin's dominance declines, investors may seek higher returns in altcoins, leading to their increased performance. So, guys, the crypto market has exhibited cyclical patterns where peaks in Bitcoin dominance are followed by altcoin growth phases. This time is not different. That's my take. It's not different, it's the same. Because everything at the moment, it's almost hand in hand with previous cycles, with a few deviations, of course. Given the current market metrics and historical trends, it is reasonable to anticipate that the altcoin season will come and altcoins may gain market share in the near future as Bitcoin's dominance potentially declines. Now, all this liquidity going into Bitcoin and people who are attracted to the crypto markets because of what Bitcoin is doing, because some people, they are triggered by these high prices. They'll come and they won't be investing in Bitcoin, they will be going into altcoins. And those who are in Bitcoin already may be moving their liquidity to altcoins to gain more returns. That's my take, guys. Don't try and time the market, just stay within the market, especially now. After every Bitcoin halving, for me, it's always a wise decision to stay within the market. Don't try and time it. You've got 3 months. 3 months. Make the most of it. You don't know when those 3 months are going to happen, and within those 3 months, it might be a few days within those 3 months to make the biggest scaling. That's what I'm aiming for. That's why my bags are packed and ready. What I want to know from you is, do you even consider Bitcoin halving to be a factor that impacts your investment decisions? Let us know in the comment section. When do you think Bitcoin is going to peak? Let us know in the comment section as well. Until the next time, guys, this is FD for 65.tv signing off. Bye.